Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another edition of Book Review Thursdays, where I review books that I have read and apparently turn them into potential weapons. If I had flung this any harder, I could have decapitated someone. Today I'm going to be reviewing Lord of the Flies by William Golding, who was a British author, and this book was released in 1954, making it a classic in my opinion and probably everyone else's opinion. It is a dystopian novel that takes place in England. Actually, it takes place in a deserted island, but I'll get into that now. So what is the book about? It's about a group of boys whose plane has been shot down because of the war onto this deserted island, and they never tell you what the boys are doing on that plane because they don't know each other. It's not like there's like schoolmates who are on a field trip. No, I have the feeling that they were trying to evacuate them somewhere safe, but they didn't make it to that safe place. They made it to a creepy deserted island. Now, the book never details what war is actually going on. They're not telling you if it's something like World War II or if it's some fictional war just happening in England. We never find out. The novel is dystopian because of what happens when these boys are on the island. So in order to establish some kind of order and familiarity, the boys decide to elect one of the older boys, named Ralph, as chief of their little tribe. But that kind of rubs another boy the wrong way, whose name is Jack. He really wanted to be chief, but when he was like, vote for me, everyone's like, no, we don't like you, we want Ralph. And at first everything is nice and dandy and everyone's playing nice and they're kind of enjoying their time on the island because there's no adults to tell them what to do. But things slowly start to fall apart because, well, you need some order. Aside from Ralph and Jack, we also are introduced to another character by the name of Piggy. That's right, Piggy as an oink oink. We never actually find out what Piggy's name is because the author never gives it up and no one calls him by his name. They just are really mean to him and they call him Piggy, and he probably asks for it a little bit because he's a super annoying know-it-all voice of reason type of character that everyone hates but is right half of the time. So it's like, why do we hate Piggy? Because he's annoying, but he's annoyingly right. Now, like I said, everything starts off fine, but then things start to really go horribly wrong in the clashing between Ralph and Jack because Ralph wants order and he wants things to get done in order for them to survive and potentially get saved by having this fire constantly burning, so it gives off a signal. And although Jack promises to keep the fire going, he starts to get really distracted by his creepy obsession with hunting and getting meat. The kid loves to eat meat. That's all he thinks about. He just wants to hunt and eat meat and do nothing else. Well, Ralph is like, come on, guy, we need to get this fire going. We need shelters. And he's like, no, I just want to hunt and eat meat. It's like obsession. He's just obsessed with eating meat. And of course, slowly but surely, he starts to convince the other kids that they just want to eat meat and have a good time. You know, forget doing the important stuff. And so everyone kind of starts turning on Ralph and kind of going more towards Jack's side, some willing, some not willing to, because he's not really that nice of a person either. And so their society starts to go to the crappers. And that's where the dystopian part comes. And it's kind of giving you a lesson of when there's no order, things just crap out. And the worst thing is that the book also implies, and we see it with the characters, that people start kind of getting really primal and animalistic, and this is a big thing with Jack. We start to see Jack reverting into this really uncivilized person. So it was a really great novel. It was fast to read. The only gripe I really had with the entire book was the language. It is in British English, which I have no problem reading, but it was in slangy British English, so lots of times I had to go back and reread sentences to kind of understand the context of what they were trying to say. And the author had this thing about kind of like breaking words up and like mushing them together. So instead of saying little ones, it was little ones. Instead of saying big ones, it was big ones, and other words like that just all scrambled up together. And sometimes my brain would be like, no, we don't understand what's going on. So I would often have to go back and reread and be like, okay, I understand what's going on. So that's the only reason it took me like 2 days to read the book, because I really wanted to understand what was going on. Aside from that, I really loved it. It's a great dystopian book, a really good lesson to be learned, a frightening lesson in that it is a disturbing novel, which I don't mind. It's really dark, which again, I don't mind. I like books that feel unsettling from the first page all the way to the last. If anyone's curious to know why it's called Lord of the Flies, know now that I'm going to say something that's spoiler-ish. So if you don't want to hear it, just cover your ears like la 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 la, don't listen. But it's called Lord of the Flies because in one of Jack's hunts, he decides to put a boar's head on top of a stick. And of course, this dead animal carcass now is attracting flies, and one of the other boys sees it and he's starting to go Looney Tunes in the head, and he believes that the carcass is talking to him, and he decides to name the boar's head Lord of the Flies. So that's why it's called Lord of the Flies, if you were curious. So here you have it, you guys. That is my review. Out of 5 stars, I definitely give Lord of the Flies 4 4.5 to 5 stars. I'm kind of debating back and forth. The language thing did really bug me, so I'm going to say 4.5 stars. Hey guys, sorry about that. So apparently my camera felt like I had talked too much and shut itself off, and well, I also kind of forgot to charge the battery, so yay me for forgetting that. But anyways, I was just saying, if you like dystopian novels and you want something that's a light novel, I definitely recommend you read Lord of the Flies. It's a quick read. It's got a really good message attached to it, even if it's slightly disturbing in the way they kind of convey the message to you. But that is my review for today. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please leave me some comments below. Consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!